This is literally like the field opposite the old house. That's its name. Simple. Some of the fields have like real meaning in the name and connection to place and seasons and that, and then others are like, that's the field opposite the old house, that's the field opposite the road, and then there's the long stretch, Gleann Buí, blah blah blah. Yeah, it's like the cow names. They're either really original and good or totally don't make any sense. Yeah, this year we fenced them out a little bit more from this hedge because I'm trying to reinstate this hedge. And actually, it's not the cows that are doing the damage every time I plant trees, it's the hares. So, you know, spring, you see the hares around, you're like, oh, they look lovely, I love the hares. And then I see my trees, I'm like, goddamn hares. But, yeah, do my best. The plan is to kind of reinstate it and make it thick so that they can't come through, because at the minute there's too many gaps and they'd come through. So, like the biggest field we have is 3 acres. Do you know, everything else then is kind of 2 acres or 1 acre patches, which is great for the kind of size stock that we have. So yeah, so this field then, this is probably a really good example of mob grazing or holistic grazing or adaptive grazing, whatever snazzy name you want to call it. But basically, we kind of have a few rules. We try and go for a 1 bite graze. So you want the cows going in, so whether it's 6 inches off the ground or a few feet off the ground, we basically try and get them in. So if it's this long, we want them coming in, eating this and leaving a good amount left. And if you imagine, say, this piece of grass, right, the length of this, if you imagine that leaf as a solar panel, the cow comes along and she eats that, you've left a solar panel left. So the plant is able to photosynthesize and it's putting carbon back down into the ground. But if you've come along and you've ate it right down to the butt, we'll say, depending on the research, so you've eaten it all the way down to that, it can take up to 17 days just for that grass to pull enough energy up from its roots to grow a solar panel again. So you're stunting your growth and you're also pulling carbon out of the soil instead of putting it down all the time. So that's the whole idea. It's one of the ideas with mob grazing and its ability to push carbon into the ground is through that kind of idea. If you imagine that as a solar panel, and we want the cows eating it, but we still want a panel left so that it's able to photosynthesize the whole time.
This is an old pasture.
Old pasture, yeah. So lot of people would see weeds, but they're not weeds. Like there's plantain. People have think that it's a weed, but it's not. It's actually, one, it's really good for us, it's an antihistamine, but for cows it's a natural anti-wormer. It's also actually high in protein. So when we make silage, this comes out black in the silage and the cows absolutely love it. It's high in protein, and I've seen, actually, I was reading a paper where in New Zealand, in ryegrass wards, they were planting in plantain. And what they were finding was that by even just introducing plantain into a monocrop of ryegrass was reducing the ammonia levels in cows' urine. So that's reducing emissions.
Really?
Pretty much, yeah.
Clover?
Clover, yeah. So people always ask, do we plant clover? We don't. Like the last any ground here of the 17 acres around the house, the last one to be reseeded was probably in the 40s after the last tillage was grown in it. And it would have been kind of hand shook with seed saved from hay. So that was a cow. That was a cow poop. Pat. Dung. What's the correct lingo besides shit?
And what's all this? This is more little plantains.
More little plantains. So it's not always perfect. Sometimes the cows can selective graze if we've put, say, too few cows into a big patch. They'll sometimes select graze, so they'll pick the stuff that they really, really like and they'll leave other bits behind. but they get better over time. So that was a cow poop. So the cows are off this 3.5 weeks. So that was from 3.5 weeks ago. That'll kind of show you how active soil life is, you know. That there isn't, which is what you want. Because cows, like, you know, when you see a field that's been eaten really short, and you see like the big tufts of grass that are left, that's basically a cow dung. And cows don't like to eat the grass right beside their own dung. Who would? Who wants to eat stuff beside their own dung? So that's why often on ground that's really, really short, you'll see those big kind of round patches left of where the cows haven't eaten it. And then farmers are either having to go in and top it, or they leave it be, and they notice that there's really great growth around, like, say, the cow patch, but everything else is to the bare. We're trying to avoid that here. You still get it sometimes, depending on just the seasonality of things as well, you know. But we don't get as much of it, which is better for growth all around. And obviously then if you have a really active soil, then it's breaking down the cow dung really fast as well, which then is better for your grazing. But like one of the keys with kind of holistic grazing, besides the one bite and diversity, is rest. Lots of rest. Grass wants to be eaten, but if you can leave a bit of a solar panel left when you eat it and then give it lots of rest, you kind of keep that diversity, and that's how grasses like to be.